celebrate the lives. Steady yourselves, folks. It might come and go a minute. It's meant to point us to something greater, isn't it? It's meant to point us to another wedding, to another bridegroom and another bride. In the Bible, in the book of Ephesians, it says in chapter 5, "For this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and shall be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This mystery is great, but I am speaking with reference to Christ and the church." I stand before you today a friend of the bridegroom, both of this bridegroom and the one who sits at the right hand of the Father in heaven. Eric and I have known one another for many years. I've witnessed his enduring commitment and love for Jesus. And we've shared many joys and even heartaches together. And I still remember when he felt God leading him to walk away from his job in the corporate world to pursue being a teacher here. And the financial sacrifice that it was for you, Eric. But the joy you found in being led and being sustained by the Spirit of God. You trusted in him. I'm so grateful to call this man brother and friend. We've both lived in St. John's for many years, this community we find ourselves in here now, and have shared many moments together praying and believing for God's redemptive purposes to be fulfilled for this community, haven't we? I also stand before you a friend of the bride, both of this beloved bride of Eric's and the bride of King Jesus, the church, his people. I've come to know Mary over these past couple of years as one who is vibrant, adventurous. Those of you who know her could attest to this, full of passion, one who possesses great focus and conviction, and most importantly, possesses a deep love for God. Many of you know that these two met here serving the youth of this community as teachers, here on these very grounds. There was a mutual interest in one another for a little while, but timing was important, and God's timing is the right timing. One of the most significant moments when God confirmed to Eric that he was leading him to pursue Mary in marriage was this. One evening, Eric basically said, "God, what am I supposed to do?" He prayed and just flipped open the Bible and landed exactly on Matthew 1:20. And his eyes landed specifically on the part of the verse that said this: "Do not fear to take Mary as your wife." That is confirmation, people. And he felt the presence of the Lord when he read there, as you could imagine, when his eyes caught that verse. Eric had been afraid because of the unique dynamics surrounding this relationship, but the Lord was confirming to him, "Don't listen to fear. I am with you." They wanted to share with you one of the fun details of the proposal and why you are here today. Eric proposed to Mary on December 23rd, but they kept it their secret for 2 whole days. Finally telling their family on Christmas Day. And they took a hike together up a mountainside on Christmas Day, and the first decision that they made together about their wedding as an engaged couple was to have the wedding here at this school. Now, I would imagine when many of you got the invitation to this wedding, you thought to yourself, "At a school? Can they even do that? Is that legal?" I don't know anyone that's ever gotten married at a school. Well, here's how that decision went down. As they were hiking, Eric suggested a few locations: an old church, romantic, their own church, but secretly knew that he really wanted to do it here at the school. So it's just what felt right. And it went something like this. You know, we could do a fancy modern wedding, a shabby chic barn-style wedding, or here's a crazy idea. We could get married at the school. What Eric didn't know is that Mary had already had the thought, wouldn't it be funny to get married at the school? So, immediately shared she was thinking the same thing. Within a few minutes, as they were descending their hike, after wrestling through the questions of, can we even do this? Mary said, "Can we just decide now?" And before they got to the bottom of the hill, they both said it in their hearts. That's exactly what they wanted to do. But you should know, part of what contributed to that decision is you. They wanted you to be here, to share in this day with them. Students, fellow teachers, faculty, those who have come to deeply love over the years that they've served here. Shortly after they got engaged, they decided they would not kiss again until their wedding days. Guys, it's been 5 months to the day. I know you've been counting down. They held true to that commitment as they both have a deep desire to honor God with their purity. Shortly after they got engaged, Eric and Mary, today your identity is being changed. Not to the Father, but to the world. You see, you will always be a son and daughter of the King, the bride of Christ. The two of you are becoming one for the rest of your lives. You're not just Eric Shaffer or Mary Hyder anymore, but you share the same flesh. Eric, her concerns will be your concerns. Mary, his needs and his desires, they will be your needs and your desires. And this requires counting the cost. And we honor you for counting the cost and deciding it to be absolutely worth it. You know, anyone can start a race, but I solemnly charge you to finish well. Be committed to be more in love 40 years from now than you even are today. 1 Peter 4:8 says, "Above all, keep fervent in your love for one another, because love covers a multitude of sins." To keep the fire of your love burning will require the continual gathering of wood. It's the serving, honoring, and forgiving, and loving one another in the small and great things alike. Marriage is a covenant. It's a commitment of undying loyalty and enduring love. It's also a journey. And as your love matures, may the cords of your lives be woven even more tightly together as you learn to love one another. Eric, fight for her heart. Love her well. Mary, honor him and submit to his leadership. Your weaknesses are no match for God's power in your lives. You know, marriage is not forever. It's only as long as you both shall live. But the fruit of marriage, God's redeeming work in and through your lives, will in fact last forever, for all of eternity. So what does this mean for you? Eric, Mary will not be your wife forever, but she will be your sister in Christ forever. She will be a daughter of the King forever. You're to treat her like one, always. Mary, Eric will not be your husband forever, but he will be your brother in Christ forever. He will be a son of the King forever. You're to treat him like one, always. When I asked the Lord about the two of you, Eric, I sensed the Father say, "I'm with him. I cause his joy to abound. My life is in him. Therefore he lights up a room wherever he goes." I was informed that Shaffer is the German word for shepherd. How fitting. Eric, you are a shepherd. And the reality of that identity is about to expand, even as a result of this decision today. Mary, you get to share in his name from this day forward. When I asked the Lord about you, Mary, I sensed the Lord say, "Peace." And in that moment, I remembered the Mary, the mother of Jesus, and got the sense that your trust runs deep. That your trust in God runs deep in all kinds of circumstances, in the unexpected, and being misunderstood, just as Mary, the mother of Jesus, did. Eric, it is the Father's kindness and his good pleasure to share her with you. Together, I sensed God is bringing joy and peace together in the two of you. What a combo. In his goodness, he has given good gifts to each of you that the other needs. You complement one another. And as a result, your lives will be more full together. Now, I want to pause for a moment and just give you a little space to soak this moment in. Yeah, feel free to take a look at the people who have gathered here. Deep breaths. This is the moment you've been waiting for. The moment you've been praying for. This is God's answers to your prayers. And the prayers of a whole lot of other people. Eric and Mary have prepared their own vows, their declarations of love to one another that they will now share.
And by prepared, I mean winging it. No, that's every time I went to go to my face, there were too many things to say. Mary Christine Hyde, future Shaffer. I promise to love you, no matter what. Keeping our connection deep is the number one priority of my life, other than him. That's my promise. That's the sermon was today. That way in the message at church this morning, but it resonated so well. I don't need you to write the lunch notes. I love the notes you write for lunch, and they mean so much, but I don't need you to do that. I don't want you to feel the pressure that you have to earn my affection or do things for me to love you or care for you. I want you to know that no matter what, I'll be there. And I'll seek your heart. Serve, lead, and love, and care for, to see you become even better mother than you are. Amazing. Amazing. What's that? Oh man. There are so many things of our history that I wanted to share. How I knew your heart was different than anyone else I know. And that's right. I'm so excited to share the rest of my life.
That's why I'll see if it works. I did prepare mine, but
When?
church. Only this morning in church, so don't give me too much credit.
Save it for praise.
Eric, years ago, in a car ride to San Antonio and back, the song "What Love Really Means" by J.J. Heller came on, and it brought tears to my eyes because my heart had fresh wounds. And truth be told, I didn't know what love really was. The Bible talks about 4 kinds of love. And in our time together, I have seen you express an abundance of all of them. Philia, brotherly love, which is kind of how we started out. You are my best friend. You've treated me like a sister in Christ with respect and shown me that I can trust you. You're fun and adventurous. Who else would get in an inflatable boat with me with oars that don't work? On camp in freezing weather. And I'm so excited to have a companion like you for all of my days. Agape, God's love for mankind. Eric, you love people. I admire and learn from the way you make time to truly see the people around you. Even the other day, we were racing off to pick something from an Amazon locker, and a homeless woman approached our window. And most people would shoo her away and keep rushing, but you rolled the window down, and you asked her name, and you made time and connection, because you love God's people. You've cared for this school and our neighborhood and everyone you encounter. Eros, romantic love. I've never dated a man like you. You make me feel beautiful when I'm a mess. Your arms are safe and I can't wait to grow and explore romantic love with you in the safety and covenant of marriage. Storge, which I'm probably saying wrong, family love. Watching you care and love my children has melted my heart. Not only have you loved me well, but you build bean-tossed elf contraptions and crayon molds, and you support us in sickness. You are going to be an amazing father and rock for our family. I'm in awe of how you love. And I promise to cherish, encourage, and grow with you in my ability to love. Not because I want to get even or compete with you, but because the way you love is so inspiring, contagious, and a powerful tool for the kingdom. I stand before you feeling so blessed and honored to become your wife.